All right, the great debate in Albuquerque home buying and renting is whether I should live on the east side of the Rio Grande River or on the west side. It is a perfect separation, kind of, between the two sides, and they both offer different varied lifestyles, living situations, architecture, mature trees, access to amenities, access to work. And so in this video, we want to kind of talk through those differences and maybe give our opinions on which side we like better, and hopefully gives you some insight and some context as you're searching for a home, as you're thinking about maybe Rio Rancho, Westside Albuquerque, even down into Southwest Albuquerque versus areas like Nob Hill, the River Valley, because you can get the River Valley on both sides of the river, and they're a little bit different in what they offer.
Like the North Valley is technically on the east side, but it wouldn't be referred to as east side.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah.
I would consider it the east side, although not technically. So
well,
you're right.
Not in the larger.
So the interstate, I would say everything east of that
there you go.
to the mountains is the east side. Then you have the valley, and then you have the west side of the river.
Yeah.
Right. So let's leave the valley out of this.
Okay.
And let's just say east side versus west side, leave the valley out. That's fair.
Okay.
Deal. All right. So on the east side of Albuquerque, properties were built between 1950 to 1980. Usually, if you get into UNM and downtown area, you have from 1880s to 1950 eras. So a little bit older homes, more mature trees. And with those older homes, you have some really cool architecture, but also some difficulties with aging sewer lines and other things to consider there. On the west side of Albuquerque, you get newer construction, usually built after the 1980s. And this is the area of Albuquerque that we're still able to expand into, Rio Rancho and the west side of Albuquerque. And so,
which all the newer subdivisions are out there.
Right.
Yeah.
And I would also say with newer subdivisions, what do builders like to do?
Yeah.
Small lot sizes, bigger houses, more cookie cutter. Feels like the suburbs of Albuquerque.
Yes.
Yeah, absolutely. You lose a little bit of that charm and character. There are still a few neighborhoods that have it, but I would say in general, that's kind of the housing differences between the two. And so when you start then going from housing into lifestyle, I guess, Andy, what are some of the things that you really appreciate about living on the east side of the river? Think access.
Now, when you say the east side of the river, are you referring to North Valley or east side of East Side?
East side.
East side. So on the east side of 25?
Yes.
Well, I love the view of the mountains. And of course, you get that from the west side as well, but it's a different kind of feel because you see the boulders, you see it more.
Yeah, I feel like from the west side, it's a little bit flatter. From the east side, you can see some of it's not just a flat mountain.
Yeah, it's the nuance
crevices.
Of it. Yeah. Well, I have an affinity for either the east side, east of the river where you live, or I do like the west side a lot.
Yeah.
It just depends on where you work and what you enjoy to do, even though people refer to, oh my God, I don't want to cross the river. They characterize it as such a long distance.
Yeah.
And me coming from a huge metroplex area that the drive is very short.
Comparing that to then Rio Rancho and further north in Rio Rancho, brand new construction, incredible views. You can get so much more for your money in Rio Rancho, and on the west side, the price per square foot is lower.
Yes.
Newer amenities around, meaning newer infrastructure, sewer, great parks on the west side in Rio Rancho. But your commute time's longer, and also your access to restaurants, shops.
Yeah,
I mean, getting downtown, getting to the Old Town, Sawmill, Nob Hill, all that stuff is further away. There's less.
Why did I not realize that Rio Rancho had its own mayor?
Oh, I don't know. Yeah, it's its own little city.
Yeah, and then
the city of vision.
Oh, is that what it's referred to? Well, and you have to watch out because there's unincorporated parts of Rio Rancho where you just get the gravel roads. And that's not uncommon in Corrales. But for me coming into the area, that was a real kind of put off for me. I'm like, why don't they have paved roads? And now I'm dying to live on an unpaved road. But but at the time, I thought that was a real negative, and it's not.
Yeah. Yeah, and there's areas of Rio Rancho similar to like North Albuquerque Acres where you do need a well and septic, and you're not a part of the city of Rio Rancho water and sewer. But I think there's such a difference between the two, yet somehow they still each manage to have that feeling of Albuquerque.
Right. Yeah.
And what is that feeling of Albuquerque? It's that being able to look outside of your window or drive down Montano and see for miles.
For miles, yeah.
Right. Enjoying the, sunshine and low humidity, the weather, access, no matter really if you're in Rio Rancho or, in Nob Hill, are great restaurants. What's that? In Rio Rancho, what's that? There's that taco place you went to. Remember you said you went to is it Kevin's house?
Yeah, Tap and Taco.
Tap and Taco. Yeah. But what's the pasta house too? Joe's Pasta House, I think, or Joe's. People love their pasta. They're Italian.
Back to the reasons of the East and West Side. I think for maybe the middle market, the defining question is, do you work on the East or West Side? Versus maybe the Los Ranchos and even Corrales, that River Valley. It's people don't really choose it based on where they work. They choose it as a lifestyle.
Right.
And if they happen to work on the East Side, that just so be it.
Well, it's funny because the majority of jobs are on the East Side for sure.
And that's why we see all that traffic on Paseo.
Right. And so a lot of people choose to live on the West Side because they can get more for their money.
For
and
sure.
What? I have a 25-minute commute. Who cares?
Yeah.
Right. That's so much less than most cities.
Dramatically lower in Rio Rancho, in terms of the price point. Dramatically
lower, yeah. And some areas of Albuquerque, Rio Rancho actually is getting a little bit more expensive. What's the community that is right up by Intel? It's got a park, Cabazon. So Cabazon and Ventana Ranch used to be, when I was growing up, very comparable. But now Cabazon has, I think, significantly passed Ventana Ranch in terms of value. And that's because of all that's around there, the Russ Presbyterian Hospital, all those shops, restaurants, all the infrastructure built, better houses, great parks. And not to bag on Ventana Ranch, it's somehow that area of Rio Rancho has become more desirable.
Yeah, I have a friend that lives in far west Albuquerque proper. So you feel like you're going to Rio Rancho, you're Paseo, and you go on and on and on and on. And then you pass fields of desert where they're building new subdivisions and actually putting in infrastructure for new subdivisions. And you think you're not going to see any more densely developed areas. And you keep going literally from San Antonio and San Pedro without a bit of traffic. It's a 25-minute drive.
Yeah.
And you get all the way out there and boom, you come to these early 2000, highly developed walking trails, very conforming neighborhoods that are very lovely and clean.
Yeah.
And you just don't think that they developed that far out west. And it's just a little bit south of Rio Rancho.
Right. Yeah, and those areas, those very far northwestern, like Mariposa areas of Rio Rancho, the best way to get there is not to go through Albuquerque, it's to go down through Bernalillo.
Oh, come back this way. Yeah.
Down past I'll do it based on casinos just so you can understand. So what you'll do is you'll drive past Sandia Casino, and then you'll get up from Bernalillo and you'll pass Santa Ana Casino.
Yeah.
Right. And then you're there.
Yeah. No, I get it. I like the references. And the construction is more, at least in this person's neighborhood, authentically Pueblo, not these kind of boxy, modern Pueblo kind of looking things with the tile roofs, but flat roofs, and very attractive walking trails and very lovely. And the price points are very, very attractive.
Yeah, I think a good sort of depiction of both the East Side and West Side is like on the East Side, when you go shop at a place, and of course that's where most of the Costco's and stuff are, but I would think the shops that you enjoy on the East Side are maybe a little bit more boutique, a little bit smaller, more local, whereas on the West Side, I would say they're more big box chains.
Yes.
And of course you get big box chains and you get local ones on the other side. But I think that's kind of a good thing. Also, when you're commuting home in the Northeast Heights, your congestion in rush hour will be on, at stoplights and roads.
Yeah.
Whereas if you're commuting to the west side, most of your congestion is on the bridges crossing the river.
Yeah.
We have 5 crossings: Bernalillo, Alameda, Montano, Paseo, Rio Bravo, and the Interstate 6.
Yeah. Yes.
Yep.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
If we're talking about the entire from Rio Rancho all the way out to, or Bernalillo, Rio Rancho all the way out to the South Valley, Pajarito area.
And then Northeast Heights, you have to be okay with that ranch style house that just doesn't quite fit.
Maybe has evaporative cooling. That's how it was originally built. Whereas all the houses on the west side of the river usually are built with refrigerated air, especially nowadays.
Got some aluminum wiring over there.
Right. Modern stucco houses on the west side, master planned versus more eclectic, different styles. Some mid-century modern, some adobe, some brick houses, the brick ranch style houses in the Northeast Heights. And so I'm hoping that throughout this video, you get kind of a feeling of the difference between the two. And just to wrap this sort of video up, just to kind of define choosing the west side versus choosing the east side. I would say choosing the west side is if you want a newer house with like maybe a bigger garage, a modern open floor plan kitchen, and maybe you work from home, or you're okay with a little bit of a commute across the Rio Grande Valley. And you kind of like that safe suburban feel over being close to nightlife, shops and restaurants.
Yeah.
And of course the reverse on the east side, right? If you want a little bit more of a eclectic, maybe vibrant neighborhood, less suburban, you really hate sitting in traffic, especially on freeways or crossing the bridge, and you want maybe a shorter commute to the Sandy Mountains or your local brewery.
Well, to that point, help me remember a little bit. Okay, so we're on technically the east side, east of 25, but we're not west of the river. So we're North Valley moving towards the far south up north to 25. So we have Old Town, and then is it the Sawmill District?
Yeah, Sawmill is right next to Old Town.
Okay, so
Sawmill is just
north,
a little bit further north.
Okay. And what are the nuances in that little corridor?
Well, Sawmill is certainly a newer sort of spin on. So Old Town is the start of Albuquerque, right? It's this old adobe with
just north of downtown.
Just northwest of downtown.
Okay, yeah.
Right. And so Albuquerque kind of expanded there, then downtown, then Nob Hill, and then from there, and then to the west side. Okay. Sawmill is a play on, I would say, like Chip and Joanna's sort of farmhouse shops, restaurants in this little place.
Yeah.
But really it started with Hotel Albuquerque expanding to Hotel Chaco.
Okay.
Which is like this newer, beautiful hotel with this upstairs level 5. Have you been eating up there yet, level 5?
I haven't, but I've driven past the building.
You should have a meal up there sometime.
Okay.
I think I've said that before in a video.
Maybe we should have an office sponsored meal there sometime. Yes. And so
I'm just kidding.
So what would be the north boundary of the Sawmill District? Give me a main street.
North boundary of Sawmill.
Because we're coming.
I think it's like called Harris or something, but
okay.
Or Mountain.
Yeah, I think Mountain's the southern street. That's where.
I wouldn't even call Sawmill a district. I think it's more of like a hub of restaurants. I would call that area.
The reason why I call it a district is because I hear it that way, but the signs have the little thing on top, Sawmill District.
Yeah, I think they're trying to create, and they're also going to expand and add on to that, but there's like the little apartments and little houses next to it. So I think they're trying to create these sort of modern live, play, and work nearby areas again.
Gotcha.
The area that Nob Hill used to be, downtown used to be when it was created, was this entire feeling of like you have your house, school, work, shops, restaurants, park, all within, maybe not walking, but a short 5-minute drive.
But it's the North Valley, right? The Sawmill District.
So it's considered the Valley, but I would call that area as a whole downtown, but specifically Old Town. And then if you want to get more nuanced, then you could say
so it's much closer to Old Town.
Yeah, so anything south of the interstate, I call Sawmill, Old Town, Albuquerque Country Club, downtown.
Oh, I see, of 25.
Yes.
I got you.
And then on the other side of downtown, you get into Borellis and then South Valley.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I knew all that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's where I was having trouble. For some reason in my brain, I was thinking Sawmill was on the north side of 25, but it's on the south side of 25.
Just barely on the south side.
Barely on the south side.
Yep, there's not much in between there.
That's where I wasn't connecting the dots.
I-40 is the interstate that is right next.
Oh, I said 25. I meant 40.
40.
Yeah,
yes,
40.
40
Sorry.
goes east-west.
I keep saying 25. I meant 40.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Gotcha.
So I think when you're, just to tie it back to Westside versus Eastside, when you're deciding between the two, I think it depends on your budget, depends on some lifestyle choices, and ultimately at the end of the day, there's no real right or wrong answer. If you talk to anybody, or if you talk to somebody that says you must live in the Northeast Heights or on the East Side, do not listen to them. And if you hear somebody say you must live on the West Side because crime is so bad on the East Side or some garbage that they make up, just don't listen to them. You need to go look at individual neighborhoods and really just nail down what is most important to you and your family. Do you need that extra loft where your kids can play video games upstairs? Or do you want to be a little bit closer to the restaurants in Nob Hill? Those are the nuances. Do you like to hike in the mountains versus do you like to hike in the petroglyphs? I think those are way more important discussions to be had than crime versus traffic. I think it's all a little overblown and talked about too much. There is that factor, but ultimately, what is your lifestyle? What are you looking for in a home?
Yeah.
What are you looking for in your next tradition?
Yes, I agree. If you are limited on your budget and you want a really authentic looking Pueblo style kind of construction, then you're definitely going to be on the West Side.
Yeah, it's rare to find that on the East Side. Yeah. There is a couple of neighborhoods that have some really incredible construction. Oxbow, especially the bluff with the views. They have these incredible houses with the best views that you could ever imagine of the Rio Grande River Valley, the Bosque, the city, and then the mountains. And so that's where I say it gets more nuanced. We're trying to sum it up in this whole video, and so I love that. I think that comparison helps give you that feeling. But when you're shopping for a home, you should get someone on your side that's an expert in Albuquerque in the area and figuring you out and what's best for your family. Yeah?
Exactly. And we're happy to consult. Because you walk through the door and have some questions, that doesn't mean you're going to experience a hard sell. We're totally happy to sit down with you and discuss your goals, whether they're immediate or long-term.
Yep. And as you like to say a lot is, it really doesn't matter your budget at all. Yeah. We like working with cool people, fun people. We like working with people that are just like straightforward, honest, give us everything. Everything you tell us is confidential.
Sure.
And then we go try to find that and make that happen for you. And we're experts in that arena. So hopefully we get to talk to you soon. Our contact information should be below. We will see you on the next video. Thanks so much. Bye.
Thank you.